Hello everyone, my name is Aastha. I welcome you all to our classes for IEO class 5th. Today is our 8th class wherein we will be doing the topic of pronouns. It's a pretty easy topic. All you have to do is understand the various categories which we will be doing through examples and also the sample questions. So let's get started. So the first question that comes to our mind is, what exactly are pronouns? How do we use them? How do we identify them? So let's understand that first. Now, as we have done most of the times, हम पहले एक example लेते हैं. उस example से फिर हम pronoun की meaning derive करेंगे, okay? Suppose I say my best friend's name is Ranbir. Then I go on to describe my best friend as, I say Ranbir lives in Delhi. Then I also say Ranbir's favorite food is chole bhature. And I also say Ranbir is a good boy. Now here you see, if you can identify one similarity in all these 4 sentences, what is that? Is there anything that is being repeated again and again? Anything that I am saying again and again which I should not? Yes, the answer is Ranbir. I say my best friend's name is Ranbir for the first time. Then I say Ranbir lives in Delhi, second time. Then I say Ranbir's favorite food is chole bhature. Then I say Ranbir is a good boy. So you see, in 4 sentences, I am saying Ranbir 4 times. However, can this be written as, we'll see that on the next slide. Now the previous example, it can be written as, my best friend's name is Ranbir. He lives in Delhi. His favorite food is chole bhature. He is a good boy. Now you see, what we have done here is, in the previous slide we were repeating the word Ranbir. My best friend's name is Ranbir. Ranbir lives in Delhi. Ranbir's favorite food is chole bhature. Ranbir is a good boy. But what we have done, we have replaced this noun Ranbir with a pronoun. Pronoun is what? He. Pronoun he lives in Delhi. Pronoun his favorite food is chole bhature. Then another pronoun, he is a good boy. So now you see how the word Ranbir is avoided from being repeated again and again, and how it has made your language easier. So this is the meaning of pronouns, which we will see. So what are pronouns? Pronouns are those words that we use instead of nouns or noun phrases. So the words that we gave an example of, like he, we also gave the example of his and him, and all these words which we use instead of the noun. What was Ranbir? Ranbir was a noun. It was a proper noun. हमने nouns पढ़े थे पिछले chapter में. You know, Ranbir is a proper noun. Proper noun वो होता है when we refer to any specific person. So the words that we use instead of these nouns or phrases, ताकि हमें repeat ना करना पड़े, so they become pronouns. Just think how many times we would have to repeat nouns in our sentences if we did not have pronouns in English. You know, अगर हमारे English में pronouns नहीं होते, he, his, him, कुछ नहीं होता, तो हमें same noun कितनी बार repeat करना पड़ता. My best friend's name is Ranbir. Ranbir lives in Delhi. Ranbir likes chole bhature. I went to Ranbir's house. Ranbir gave me Ranbir's pencil. You see, इतनी बार हमें वो pronouns repeat करने पड़ते. क्या करने पड़ते? Repeat. The nouns we would have to repeat. But हमारे पास pronouns हैं, तो हमें repeat नहीं करने पड़ रहे हैं. And we use pronouns instead of these nouns or noun phrases. So this is the importance of pronouns in English. So now we have understood what pronouns are, and we will take a few examples so that आपको clearer understanding हो. See, we write Aastha likes to eat. Aastha is eating a chocolate. Here, what is the noun? Aastha likes to eat. Aastha is being repeated. The noun, the proper noun Aastha is being repeated. So we will replace it with a pronoun. Aastha likes to eat. She is eating a chocolate. You see how we have avoided repetition of the noun and we have replaced it with a pronoun. Next, Ayush is running. Ayush got punished for being late. What is the proper noun here? Ayush. It is being repeated. So we'll just write instead, Ayush is running. He got punished for being late. So now again we have replaced the proper noun with a pronoun. This is the basic definition of pronouns where we replace a noun or a noun phrase with a pronoun and avoid being repetitive. So now we have a few more examples. The books are heavy. My brother could not carry the books. Here you see, this is not a proper noun but a common noun. The books, it is being repeated again. So instead of the books you write, the books are heavy. My brother could not carry them. All right. Now then another example. My aunt will visit me today. My aunt's kids are very naughty. What is being repeated here? My aunt. Again, my aunt. So instead of my aunt's kids, we write her kids are very naughty. So you see again, pronouns क्या कर रहे हैं? Pronouns are replacing a noun and they are avoiding repetition. Here them is a pronoun, here her is a pronoun. Now let's move on. So we have understood how pronouns works. Now which all pronouns do we have? What are the various types of pronouns? हमें कब कौन सा pronoun use करना है? वो हम अब understand करेंगे through the types of pronouns. Okay, we will understand each type through examples and application. फिर उसके बाद we will move on to a quiz. So let's start. Alright, so now we will start with the first category of pronouns, which is the personal pronouns. What do personal pronouns do? When the pronoun denotes the doer of an action or the subject. मतलब the pronoun is denoting the doer of the action और जो subject which is the focus of the sentence. जैसे अभी हमने example लिया था कि Ranbir is my best friend. Then if instead of Ranbir, if we say he said he is my best friend. So he is a personal pronouns because what it is doing is it is denoting the doer of the action or the subject. It is replacing the main subject, which is Ranbir. So it becomes the it becomes a personal pronoun. Alright. So whatever pronouns that denote the doer of an action or the subject, they are referred to as personal pronouns. Here we have the examples. I, you, he, she, it, we, you, they. Now, all these are what? They are personal pronouns. Very easy to remember, the ones who denote the doer. You have to remember about the doer. Alright. Here you see these personal pronouns have three categories. We can talk about the doer in the first person, in the second person or in the third person. First person कब होता है? जब हम खुद बता रहे होते हैं कि मैंने ये काम किया. I made a sandwich today. We went to picnic today. So you see, I made a sandwich today में I is the doer, मतलब मैं doer हूँ. तो I becomes the personal pronoun. We are going to the picnic today. So action कौन कर रहा है? Picnic पे कौन जा रहा है? We. So we is the personal pronoun. जब हम second person में किसी और की बात कर रहे होते हैं कि you did this. For example, you should go to school today. So you. When you स्कूल को किसने जाना है? कौन जाएगा स्कूल? You. तो एक्शन कौन कर रहा है? The second person. So you becomes the personal pronoun. Then third person. Third person में मैं अपनी बात नहीं कर रही, मैं किसी को बोल नहीं रही, you नहीं बोल रही. Rather, I am talking about the third person. Third person मतलब I am talking about someone else who is not in the picture. For example, अगर मैं और आप बात कर रहे हैं, this is me and this is you, and both of us are talking about another person who is not here. तो हम उसके बारे में बात करेंगे third person में. जैसे he is going to the mall today, or she did not come to school today. Yeah, it is a good movie. They arrived in the morning. So इसमें doer कौन है? Doer is a third person. He, she, it, they, all these. तो आपको first person, second person, third person में difference समझ आया? First person जब मैं खुद की बात कर रही हूँ. First मतलब मैं या फिर हम. मैं अपनी और अपने एक ग्रुप की अगर बात कर रही हूँ तो I होगा या फिर we होगा. फिर जब second person की बात आती है, जब मैं आपको कुछ बोल रही हूँ, for example you, तो मेरा और आपका conversation हो गया I, you. But third person, जब मैं और आप मिलके किसी और के बारे में बात कर रहे हैं, then that becomes the third person. जब हम बात कर रहे हैं but that person is not here, so हमें उसके लिए third person में बोलना पड़ता है कि it या he या she. Okay? So यही तीनों हमारे personal pronouns हैं. I, we first person में, second person में you, and third person में he, she, it, they. All right? Okay, so now we will do a few examples of personal pronouns. Examples से आपको थोड़ा सा better समझ आएगा. आप उन्हें apply कर पाएंगे ना sentences में, तो आपको understand better होगा. Now the first sentence is I am playing games. अगर हम personal pronouns का meaning याद करें, तो personal pronouns are the ones which replace the doer. Doer. तो doer of the action. Doer. Right? And यहाँ पे action क्या है? यहाँ पे काम क्या हो रहा है? Playing games. So who is playing games? I. What is the personal pronoun? Who's the doer? I. The personal pronoun I. And हमने एक और चीज सीखी थी, which was first person, second person, third person. तो I is which person? I is when I'm talking about myself. So it becomes the first person. Moving on to the next example. Now, the next example here, the action is, now the sentence is, we are eating pizza. Action क्या है? क्या काम हो रहा है यहाँ पे? They are eating pizza. And who is eating the pizza? यहाँ पे doer कौन है? Doer is we. Okay. So, we is the personal pronoun. We is the doer. And we कौन से person में है? First, second or third? We is when we're talking about ourselves, right? So, it becomes the first person again. Then, moving on to the third example. The sentence says, you are running. What is the action taking place here? Running. That someone is running. That is the action. But who is doing the action? Who is running? We are given the personal pronoun you. So you is the doer and the personal pronoun. But you कौन से person में है? First, second or third? You is the second person. Why? Because second person मतलब जब हम सामने वाले से बात कर रहे हैं. You are doing this, you are doing that. इस example में you are running. Okay, this is the second person. Next we move on to the last example. Sorry. We move on to the last example. This one says, he is studying. So what is the action taking place here? The action is studying. And who is studying? The doer is he. So this becomes the personal pronoun since he is the doer. And which person is this? First, second or third? Now we remember that third person when we're talking about someone else. Not me or you, but we're talking about someone else, the third person. That is he or she. So he is the third person, I and we. This was the first person. You was the second person and he the third person. All of these are personal pronouns. I hope it is clear to you. So now we have done the first category. We have done the first category of pronouns, which was the personal pronouns. Now we are doing the second category, which is reflexive pronouns. Reflexive pronouns are used when the object is same as the subject. Now, object is same as the subject. ये आपको सुनने में थोड़ा सा टेक्निकल लग रहा होगा, थोड़ा सा कंफ्यूजिंग लग रहा होगा, but now we will take a few examples and examples जब लेंगे तो आपको इसका मीनिंग अच्छे से समझ आ जाएगा. So let's see. And we have these pictures. You see, this one says, we protect ourselves from the rain with an umbrella. Now here we are talking about protecting ourselves. इधर subject क्या है? Subject is we. Okay, we, and we is also a personal pronoun. But protect क्या कर रहे हैं? Protect ourselves. So object is, object और subject कौन है? These people, मतलब us only. We. So we use as a personal pronoun that we protect ourselves. So ourselves, जो हम object के लिए pronoun use कर रहे हैं, that becomes the reflexive pronoun. So the subject and object is same. जो subject है, जो ये kids हैं, जो हम लोग हैं, we are doing the action on ourselves. मतलब हम अपने आप को प्रोटेक्ट कर रहे हैं, किसी और को नहीं, अपने आप को. So we protect ourselves. Subject and object are same. So we use a reflexive pronoun ourselves. Now next. They hurt themselves when they were playing. तो यहाँ पे the subject is they are the doer, तो ये तो personal pronoun हो गया. But object क्या है? Object is themselves. उन्होंने अपने आप को ही hurt कर लिया गलती से, तो themselves. This becomes the reflexive pronoun. Okay? Now next. She blames herself for all the trouble. What is the subject? She. What is the action she is doing? She is blaming herself for all the trouble. Doer कौन है? She. So she is the personal pronoun. But object क्या है? What is she doing the action on? She is blaming herself. अपने आप को blame कर रही है. तो subject and object same. तो herself becomes the reflexive pronoun. Alright? तो यही होते हैं reflexive pronouns when the subject and object are the same. जैसे इसमें we had we protecting ourselves. Now we and ourselves do subject, we doing the action on ourselves. Subject and object same. Then they themselves. Subject and the object same. Reflexive pronoun themselves. Here also she and herself, reflexive pronoun herself, subject and object are same. All right. Now the next category of examples. The dog hurt itself when he jumped over the fence. Now the dog. What is the subject here? Dog. अब यहाँ पे you have to remember dog जो है वो noun है, वो pronoun नहीं है. Dog is a noun. Okay? It is a noun. But what is the action being done? Hurt itself. तो object क्या है जिस पे action किया गया है? That is itself. Dog ने अपने आप को ही hurt कर लिया. So itself is the reflexive pronoun. When the subject and the object are same, then the pronoun used is the reflexive pronoun. Now next. The children are amusing themselves with the snow. Now you see here what is the subject? The children. Again, this is not a pronoun, this is a noun. Because किसी noun को replace नहीं किया है, ये noun ही है अभी भी. An action amusing themselves with the snow. Now you see what is the object? Themselves. The children were having fun and they were amusing themselves. So themselves is the reflexive pronoun. And the subject and the object are same. Now the next example. Did you enjoy yourself at the party last night? The question is, did you enjoy yourself at the party last night? Now you is a personal pronoun. Okay, the action is being done by you. The question is, did you enjoy the party? Did you enjoy yourself at the party last night? So action क्या है? Enjoy the party last night. Who is it? Who is doing it? The doer कौन है? Doer is you. So this is the personal pronoun. बट हम क्या कर रहे हैं अभी? हम कर रहे हैं अभी रिफ्लेक्सिव प्रोनाउंस. रिफ्लेक्सिव प्रोनाउंस तब होते हैं जब द सब्जेक्ट is the same as the object. So yourself is the reflexive pronoun. So now let's move on. Now we have a list of reflexive pronouns for your reference. जैसे हमने पर्सनल प्रोनाउंस की लिस्ट करी थी फर्स्ट पर्सन, सेकंड पर्सन एंड थर्ड पर्सन में, वैसे ही सिंगुलर की जब हम बात कर रहे हैं, यहाँ पे हम सिंगुलर और प्लूरल में हमने कर दिया डिफाइन. सिंगुलर माई सेल्फ, मतलब जब मैं सिंगल हूँ और मैं सिर्फ अपनी बात कर रही हूँ. योर सेल्फ, जब हम सिंगुलर में किसी और की बात कर रहे हो, सिर्फ एक इंसान की, व्हेन यू आर टेलिंग देम. या हिमसेल्फ या हरसेल्फ और इटसेल्फ. प्लूरल में जब आप किसी ग्रुप ऑफ पीपल की बात कर रहे हो, जैसे आप बात कर रहे हो आपकी टीम की, विच मीन्स योर ग्रुप, अ ग्रुप ऑफ पीपल विच यू आर अ पार्ट ऑफ, जिसमें आप भी इंक्लूडेड हो, तो आर सेल्व्स. पर किसी और की बात कर रहे हो और उन्हें डायरेक्ट करके बोल रहे हो, तो योर सेल्व्स. यू शुड वॉच योर सेल्व्स, ऐसे करके. And themselves is when you're talking in third person about somebody else altogether. Now next. Alright, so now there's this another category of pronouns. This is intensive or emphatic pronouns. Now these pronouns I have taken this like after the reflexive pronouns. Why? To explain and contrast these for you alongside reflexive pronouns. Now these are the pronouns which add emphasis to a certain noun. They add emphasis. Now, emphatic, it comes from the noun emphasis, so they add emphasis to the noun. And I have taken it after reflexive pronoun as a sort of a subcategory, but this is not a subpart of reflexive pronouns. You should be clear on that. Now these have the same self words of reflexive pronouns. Whatever examples we saw of reflexive pronouns, like myself, herself, himself, so all these self words, they are the same as reflexive pronouns, okay, but their idea and their aim and their usage is not the same. What is the difference between reflexive and intensive pronouns? That we will see in the coming slides. Okay, you just have to know that these words, whatever which are the emphatic pronouns or the intensive pronouns, they are the same self words of reflexive pronouns. All right. Okay, so reflexive versus intensive pronouns. Let's see. Now, what do reflexive pronouns do? They give meaning to the sentence and they reflect back on the subject. Whereas what intensive pronouns do is they do not give meaning to a sentence. Do not give any meaning. They are not really needed. Not needed. The sentence can work perfectly well without the intensive pronouns, but they are only used for dramatic emphasis. ठीक है, they are only used for emphasizing. Emphasis हम कभी किसी चीज का करते हैं, you know, it is not really necessary to do it, but हम उसे emphasize करते हैं क्योंकि हम उसे extra importance देना चाहते हैं. So यहाँ पे they are not needed. इनकी कोई जरूरत नहीं है. We just use them for dramatic emphasis. Dramatic emphasis, let's see how. Here the example is for reflexive. I'm seeing first here. I bought myself some clothes. Now here, what is the reflexive pronoun? Myself. I bought myself some clothes. Now यहाँ पे, what is myself doing? Myself is giving meaning to the sentence. क्योंकि अगर यहाँ पे myself नहीं होता और यहाँ पे सिर्फ I bought some clothes, so हमें पता नहीं चलता ये किसके लिए कपड़े, किसके लिए कपड़े आए हैं या whatever. But myself के आने से हमें पता चला that this person whosoever is saying, जैसे अगर मैं कह रही हूँ कि I bought myself some clothes, इसका मतलब मैं अपने लिए, खुद के लिए कपड़े लाई हूँ. Alright, so it is giving meaning to the sentence. Alright, and is reflecting back on the subject. Subject क्या है? I पे ही reflect क्यों रहा है? Back. Okay? मैं अपनी ही बात कर रही हूँ, अपने कपड़ों की ही. Alright. Now here in intensive, let's see the example here. Okay, let's see. The kids themselves went to school. यहाँ पे हम क्या कह रहे हैं? The kids themselves went to school. यहाँ पे हमारा pronoun क्या है? Themselves. ठीक है. But यहाँ पे ये themselves वाला जो pronoun है क्या कर रहा है? It is emphasizing on the kids कि kids जो है उन्होंने खुद कुछ काम किया. Alright. Now, if we just say the kids went to school, तो यहाँ this sentence also and the first sentence also, both these sentences have the same meaning. Alright, but themselves हमने add किया तो क्या हुआ? Kids जो है, जो हमारा noun है, जो subject है, उस पे emphasis कर दिया हमने दोबारा. It is emphasizing कि जो kids थे, वो खुद ही school गए. Alright. तो ये बस emphasis, एक dramatic emphasis के लिए है. अगर हम themselves यहाँ पे नहीं डालेंगे, like the second sentence, kids went to school, तो इसका भी मतलब same ही रहेगा. Alright, I hope you have understood the difference between reflexive and intensive. Okay, and these are also called as emphatic pronouns. Emphatic ones. Okay. Okay, so now you see, we have done pronouns and we have done two kinds of pronouns. First was the personal pronouns and second was the reflexive pronouns. Now we move on to the third category of pronouns, which is the demonstrative pronouns. Demonstrative pronouns are what? They are the words that point to specific things. Specific things. अब ये कैसे यूज होते हैं, कौन से demonstrative pronouns होते हैं, ये हम examples के form में समझेंगे. But first you should understand that demonstrative pronouns are the ones that point to specific things. Okay? Let's move on to the examples. Now, this hand, this person is pointing towards a candy. So what do we say? This is a candy. Right, what is this? This is a candy. But if that candy is far off, just a minute. So if this candy is far off, you will say that is a candy. Right? You're pointing it towards a far off thing, that is a candy. But if you have the candy nearby, you say this is a candy. So in both the situations, it is being pointed towards a thing. And the pronoun being used is this or that. This or that. So these two become demonstrative pronouns. Then another one. Now what do we say? These are many candies, right? So these we say these are candies. When it's plural and they are nearby, so you use these. But when they are far off and they are plural, so we say those are candies. So as we learned, demonstrative pronouns are the ones that point towards specific things. So demonstrative pronouns are the ones which point towards specific things, जिसमें हमने पिछले स्लाइड पे देखा this is a candy, that is a candy. अब यहाँ पे हमने देखा these are candies, those are candies. Singular में देख लिया, plural में देख लिया. When they are nearby and they are far off, this, that, and these, those. So this is the list of demonstrative pronouns. This, that, these, those. this, that, ये दोनों यूज होते हैं फॉर सिंगुलर एंड ये दोनों यूज होते हैं फॉर प्लूरल. और जब पास में हो कुछ, this is this, these are these, so this is used for nearer, and that and those are used for plural. Alright, so demonstrative pronouns are very easy. There are only 4 demonstrative pronouns. This, that, these, those, when you're pointing towards something. So very easy. Let's move on. Okay, now we have the next category of pronouns, which is possessive pronouns. This is pretty easy to understand because what they do is they indicate possession or ownership. Pretty easy. Possessive pronoun है, आपको नाम से याद ही रहेगा. Possessive है, it comes from the noun possession. They indicate any sort of ownership या possession. And यहाँ पे पूरी categorization I have given. For first person singular, we refer to mine. Second person singular, yours. Third person singular and male, his. Third person singular and female, hers. Third person singular neutral, its. First person plural, ours. Second person plural, yours. Third person plural, theirs. Alright, this is pretty easy. Or possessive pronouns, easy to understand also. What do? They indicate sort of a possession or ownership. Let's move on. Okay, so here are a few examples of possessive pronouns. Like here, that is his house. Which is the possessive pronoun here? His. किसकी बात हो रही है? घर की. Okay. And पर वो किसका घर है? किसकी possession में है? किसकी ownership में है? His. Third person singular male. Alright, his. Other sentence, she asked me, is that pen yours? Now here, yours. ये किसकी बात हो रही है? पेन की. और पेन की ओनरशिप किसके लिए पूछी जा रही है? Yours. This is second person, can be singular or can be plural as well. Alright. So that's how the possessive pronouns work. I hope you have understood the possessive pronouns. Alright, now next is reciprocal pronouns. What do reciprocal pronouns do? When two or more nouns are engaged in same things or reciprocating to each other some kind of action. यहाँ पे जब दो nouns हैं या दो से ज़्यादा हैं, and what they are doing, they are reciprocating to each other कोई action. And there are these two reciprocal pronouns, each other, one another. ठीक है, they are used when there are these two nouns or more than two, and वो एक दूसरे के ऊपर कोई action reciprocate कर रहे हैं, which means the first noun is doing the action on the second noun and the second noun is also doing that action on the first noun. या जितने भी nouns हैं वो एक दूसरे सब पे that action जो भी referred होगा sentence में, सब सारे nouns वो action कर रहे हैं एक दूसरे के ऊपर. Alright, let's see the example. Okay, now here the example, pretty easy. Let's see, आपको अच्छे समझ आ जाएगा. The players pass the equipment to one another. One another. यहाँ पे क्या action हो रहा है? The players passing the equipment. यहाँ पे noun क्या है? Players हैं. Okay, players, one player, two or more players, obviously. Right, क्योंकि यहाँ पे plural है, right? Two or more players, ये noun है हमारा. And what are they doing? What is the action being done? They are passing the equipment to one another. To one another मतलब ये एक दूसरे को ही तो pass करेंगे. They are doing this action, reciprocating it on each other. एक दूसरे पे reciprocate कर रहे हैं, एक दूसरे को pass कर रहे हैं. All right. So one another हमें यही बता रहा है. This reciprocal pronoun, that these players, this noun is reciprocating the action on each other. Alright, next example same. while kids are smiling at each other. What is the noun here? Kids. Two or more kids. And what is the action being done? Smiling. Okay, this is the action. And what is the reciprocal pronoun? Each other. So this each other, this reciprocal pronoun is telling us that these nouns, they are reciprocating these actions on each other. One kid is smiling at the another. Okay, there's this one kid जो second kid को smile दे रहा है, action कर रहा है. Second kid is also smiling at the first kid. Then there might be another third kid also. Second kid also smiling at third kid. Third kid also smiling at second kid. First kid also smiling at the third kid. Third kid also smiling at the first kid. ऐसे ही the cycle goes on. Alright, so all these nouns, all these kids are reciprocating the actions on each other. Alright, this is also easy to understand. These are reciprocal pronouns. Right? Now we have relative pronouns, another category of pronouns. This is also easy. When are relative pronouns used? They are used to connect any clause or phrase with another noun or pronoun. They are connecting what? Any clause or phrase with either a noun or a pronoun. And what use do they have? They provide information about the noun. We have the examples of relative pronouns like who, whom, whose, that, which. Alright, these are the examples of relative pronouns. What do? They're used to connect a clause or phrase with a noun or a pronoun. Alright, and they provide information about the noun. Let's see how do they do that. Okay, here. The girl who is sitting there is my sister. Now, what is the relative pronoun here? Here we have who. Okay, who is the relative pronoun? So, what is the action that this relative pronoun is doing? It is connecting this noun, the girl is the noun, and this clause or phrase sitting there is my sister. It is connecting the noun with the phrase. Okay, and in doing such thing, what is the action or what is the usage of who? Who, the relative pronoun, is providing us information about what? About this girl. The girl who is sitting there is my sister. Okay, हमें information किसके through मिल रही है? Through this relative pronoun. Alright. Now let's see the next example. The crew member whom I like has gone to Paris. यहाँ पे भी same चीज हो रही है. The crew member is the noun. Whom is what? Is the relative pronoun. This is the phrase. So the noun is being connected with the phrase with the help of the relative pronoun. And this relative pronoun is providing us information about the crew member. Alright, which is the noun. Another, the items which we bought have expired. The items, this is the noun. Which is the relative pronoun. We bought have expired. This is the phrase. Okay, now this noun is being connected to the phrase with what? With the relative pronoun which. And in the process, what is which doing? It is providing us information about what? About the noun. Alright, so these are relative pronouns. What do? They provide us information about the noun. They connect the noun or the pronoun with the phrase or the clause. Alright. Okay, so here we have the interrogative pronouns. What do the interrogative pronouns do? They're used to ask questions. This is pretty easy to understand from the name itself. Interrogative pronouns are used to what? To interrogate. Okay, used to ask questions. There are 5 main interrogative pronouns as given here. Who, whom, what, which, whose. Alright. So interrogative pronouns will be used to ask questions. Let's see the examples here. Who is this girl? This is a pronoun asking who is this girl? What is this book's name? What is the interrogative pronoun? And then whom do you prefer to vote for? Whom is the interrogative pronoun. So what is this? What are all these interrogative pronouns doing? They are asking questions. They're helping us to ask questions. All right. Now we have indefinite pronouns. What do indefinite pronouns do? They refer to a noun without mentioning about it or them exactly. Okay, they don't mention it or them exactly, but they refer to it. We will see how. Now they can be either singular or plural. Now here each, every, everyone, anyone, someone, something, etc. Now there are, all these are indefinite pronouns. What is their usage? They refer to a noun or nouns without mentioning about it or them exactly. They don't refer to them exactly, but they don't mention them exactly, but refer to them in some manner through these indefinite pronouns. Let's see how. Okay, here is someone at the door. Someone is the indefinite pronoun here. So what are we doing? We are referring to a particular noun. Okay, what is that noun? That person who is at the door, that is the noun. And we are referring to it. Okay, but we are not mentioning that person directly because we don't know who that person is. We're just asking. So someone is the indefinite pronoun and we are asking about that someone. All right. Then in the other example, can you see anything? So what are we doing here? Anything. Now, whatever we are asking for, if that person is able to see, that thing, that particular thing is a noun and we are referring to it through the indefinite pronoun, but we are not mentioning it exactly. So in both these examples, what we have done, we are referring to a noun जो exist करता है, but we are not mentioning it exactly, but referring to it through what? Through these indefinite pronouns. All right. That's the job of indefinite pronouns. We have distributive pronouns. What are they used for? They're used to refer to person or things one at a time. Examples could be either, neither, each. So they refer to either a person or a thing one at a particular time. Okay. Let's see the example. I like to either read or listen to music during my free time. So either read or listen to music. So these are the distributive pronouns, and what are they doing? They are referring to one action at a particular time. Like here, they're referring to read, and then or is referring to listen to music. Okay. He prefers neither mangoes nor strawberries. Neither mangoes nor strawberries. So what is this doing? Referring to one thing at one particular time. That's, what are those? These are distributive pronouns. Okay. All right. So now let's move on to the revision part. We've done so many categories. Now we will revise all of them just once quickly. Okay. So pronoun and its kinds. Wow, how many pronouns do we have done? Let's see. Personal pronouns. Personal pronouns are the ones which refer to the doer of the action, the subject, like I, you, he, she, right? Then interrogative pronouns. Now this is not in the order that we have done. This is just a list that I have inserted to revise all of these. Interrogative pronouns, हमें नाम से पता चल रहा है. What do interrogative pronouns do? They used to interrogate, right? Like who, whom, like that. Then we have indefinite pronouns. Indefinite pronouns, they refer to the noun but don't mention it exactly, like someone, everyone. All right. Relative pronouns. Relative pronouns used to establish some sort of relation, which means they help us provide information about something, like whose or that. Okay. Then possessive pronouns, they indicate possession or ownership. Right. How do they do that? Mine, yours, his, hers, etc. We did reflexive pronouns. What do reflexive pronouns do? Reflexive pronouns help to reflect where the object is the subject. Okay. Then intensive pronouns we did along with reflexive pronouns. Okay. They are the same as the reflexive pronouns in examples, but their job is different. Used to emphasize, also known as emphatic pronouns. Then demonstrative pronouns. They are used to point to specific things, this, that, these, those. We have reciprocal pronouns. What do reciprocal pronouns do? There are two or more nouns which are shown as reciprocating some action on each other with the help of these reciprocal pronouns. All right. Then we have distributive pronouns. What do distributive pronouns do? Distributive pronouns are the ones which are used to refer to any person or thing, like one at a time, like either, neither, each. All right. Distributive pronouns. So with this, we finish off with the concept of pronouns. Whatever there was to understand in the types and the concept analysis, that we have done. Okay. Alright, so now we have done all the concepts and now it's the time to move on to the next segment, which is our quiz, and this part will test your overall learning and your overall knowledge. This is very important part, so pay attention. Okay, and take out your notebooks and notepad. I hope you have been writing the concept so far as well. Okay, let's start. Alright, so for the quiz, what we will be doing is, now every question you will be given 1 minute. 1 minute means 60 seconds. Why am I giving you 1 minute? Because you see, your question paper of IEO, it has about 50 questions, and so you can imagine that you get more or less a minute to answer the questions. Now this 1 minute is the maximum that you should be taking for answering the question. Now suppose there could be two, three categories of students. First category is, suppose you answer the question within that 1 minute. So I would request you to fast forward the video and skip right to the answer. You should not be wasting your time. Alright. Now the other students who are not able to answer the question in 1 minute, what you do, you don't skip to the answer. You pause the video and you write down your answer. Alright, it is very important to answer each and every question because there is no negative marking. Here you see, for every incorrect answer, no points, because there is no negative marking in IEO, so it is important that you attempt all the questions. Now for a question of which you are not sure about the answer, now even here and even in the exam, if you are not sure about the answer, and you maybe think that B option might be correct or C option might be correct. So you should, in that case, play your luck and play your mind and make a guess and still give an answer, because it is a win-win situation. Either you will get the marks for that question or you will get a 0, right? But if you don't attempt that question at all, then you are anyway getting a 0 in that, right? So it is good to attempt those questions, and even if you don't know all the answers, try to understand and take a guess. Okay, so this is for every correct answer 10 points. This is just for your own little game where you can try to maintain a notepad. So here you write the name of the chapter and then the question, and then if it is correct you can give yourself 10 points. If it is not correct, you mark it here. So it is important to see these questions, the ones which you mark incorrect. It is important to go back to them later and then see where you did the mistake. Alright, this is just for your reference. For every correct answer you can give yourself 10 points. Alright, now let's start. Alright, so here let's start with the questions. What do we have to do in the first category of questions is identify the type of underlined pronoun in the following. Now we are given a sentence in which a word is underlined and that is a pronoun. So we have to figure out which type of pronoun that is. Alright, let's start. A. Now first one, can somebody help me with this heavy bag? Okay, so here somebody. Now the options are A. Indefinite, B. Emphatic, C. Demonstrative, or D. Personal. Now somebody, what is this somebody doing? It is referring to a noun, but it is not exactly mentioning it. So what was which type of pronouns did this? It were A. Indefinite pronoun. All right. The rest of these emphatic pronoun, they were used for emphasis. Demonstrative pronoun, they were used to point to specific things. D. Personal pronouns refer to doer of the action. All right. Alright, now the next question. Those are my books. The underlined word is those. So what is those doing? Now it is just pointing to certain things, which is though my books. Okay, so pointing work, pointing to specific things is done by demonstrative pronouns, while the other ones, A, possessive pronouns, talks about possession, ownership. B, indefinite pronoun, is used to refer to a noun but without exactly mentioning it. Okay, personal pronouns refer to certain doer of the action. Alright, now the next one says, why are you afraid of them? Here the pronoun is them, and here what is doing? It is doing the job of a personal pronoun. What do personal pronouns do? They refer to doer of the action. Them is the personal pronoun, and what do personal pronouns do? Refer to doer of the action. Other pronouns, interrogative pronouns, used to interrogate. Depossessive pronouns, used to show possession. Then demonstrative pronouns, they are used to point to certain specific things. Okay, the next one. These smelly socks must be his. His. So what is his doing? His is showing some kind of a possession. So the correct answer here is which kind of pronouns? Possessive pronouns. Right. Other ones, reflexive. Reflexive is used when object is the subject. Reciprocal when we are emphasizing on the subject. Personal pronouns when we are referring to the doer of the action or the subject. Alright. Okay, here I taught myself to draw. So here the word is myself. What is myself doing? Myself is reflecting on the subject, and it is here the object is same as the subject. So the answer is B, reflexive pronoun. Now the other pronouns, interrogative is used to interrogate. Personal pronoun are used for the doer of the action. Possessive pronouns used to indicate possession. Right. Okay, so here fill in the blanks with suitable personal pronouns. Here the teacher said to the class, when dash finish your work, please pass it to me. When he finish your work, when you finish your work, when it finish your work, or when I finish your work. Teacher said to the class, when you finish your work. You is which sort of pronoun? Personal pronouns. They are asking the students. Okay, they are asking the class when you finish your own work. Alright, referring to the doer of the action, which means you is the doer, which means the class. Okay, you is referred to the class, which are the doer of the action. What is the action? Finish your work. Alright. Alright, so next one. I remember that Dash bought the fruits from us. I remember that they bought the fruits from us, it bought the fruits from us, them bought the fruits from us, or I bought the fruits from us. So here the correct answer is they. Why? Because we are referring to what? Referring to the personal pronouns that they bought the fruits from us. What is the subject? They. Now here it is used for neutral. Now it is not a person, so it can't be buying fruits. Then them is not appropriate here. I is not also suitable here because we can't say I remember that I bought the fruits from us. Person can't be really buying fruits from us themselves. Okay. Okay, here a duck can swim because dash has webbed feet. They has webbed feet. V has webbed feet. C, it has webbed feet. Or D, I has webbed feet. Here, pretty easy. The correct answer is it has webbed feet. First of all, we are referring to the subject, this personal pronoun, and we are referring to the duck, right? For duck, we use it. Third person neutral, right? So it has webbed feet. I met Anu yesterday. Dash invited me to her house. We invited me to her house. She invited me to her house. C, he invited me to her house. D, I invited me to her house. Okay, so here whom we are referring to? The answer will be she. And she is being referred to for Anu. Met Anu yesterday. Here Anu will be inviting whosoever this person is to her house, right? So the correct answer is she. Third person female, she. This is a personal pronoun. When the dog chased John, Dash ran as fast as he could. It ran as fast as he could. She ran as fast as he could. We ran as fast as he could. He ran as fast as he could. This is pretty easy. यहाँ पे तो hint भी दिया है. He ran as fast as he could. There you see the hint is here. He ran as fast as he could. Referring to John. John is third person, singular, male, so he. Personal pronoun. Fill in the blank with possessive pronouns. What do we have to do in this category? Fill in the blanks with possessive pronouns. Possessive pronouns क्या करते हैं? They tell us a sort of an ownership. Okay? Ownership या possession. Let's see. Here, dash idea is not worthy. Him idea, your idea, C, its idea, D, mine idea. Here, which one fits? Here, the correct answer is B, your idea. All right. Those gloves are mine, these gloves are mine, those are dash. Those are those are yours, those are its, those are him. Here, the correct answer is B. Those are yours. Right. So here the pronoun, possessive pronoun which fits is yours. Okay. This book is A, its, B, mine, C, your, D, mine. Correct answer is B, mine. Okay. अगर हमें your रेफर करना है to somebody else किसी और की बुक है तो we will be referring yours. Your is incorrect. Okay. My का तो हम mine ही रेफर करेंगे. Mine is the correct possessive pronoun. All right. A doctor does dash best to save a patient's life. A mine best, B his best, C yours best, D ours best. किसकी बात हो रही है? डॉक्टर की. डॉक्टर के लिए which one will we be using? Here the option is his. Doctor does his best to save a patient's life. Alright, his slash her we can say. Okay? Because this is third person singular, can be either his or her. They have bought this house, now it is dash. A hers, B its, C his, D theirs. Whom we are referring to? We are referring to they. They is what? Third person, and for third person, which possessive pronoun do we use? We use theirs. Okay. So they have bought this house, now it is theirs. Third person plural. Alright. Hers is for third person singular female, its is for third person singular neutral, his is for third person singular male. Alright. Fill in the blanks with reflexive pronouns. What do we have to fill them with? Reflexive pronouns. What are reflexive pronouns? The ones where the object is the same as the subject. Let's see. They agreed amongst dash that they would not tell anyone. They agreed amongst herself, B himself, C themselves, or D myself. Here the correct answer is C themselves. Why themselves? Third person plural, because here we are referring to they. Subject क्या है? They. तो यहाँ पे जो object आएगा वो भी same person में आएगा. So themselves. They agreed amongst themselves. Alright. Okay, now we have you must explain dash more clearly. More clearly. A herself, B yourself, C themselves, D myself. Here again we are referring to you. You is the second person. Okay. Second person के लिए कौन सा use करेंगे हम यहाँ पे? B yourself. You must explain yourself more clearly. Alright. Now the others, this herself is for third person singular female. Themselves is for third person plural. Myself is for first person and singular. Alright. Okay, here that monkey is scratching dash. A herself, B itself, C themselves or D myself. Now monkey. Monkey की बात हो रही है. Monkey is what? Third person neutral. So for monkey we refer itself. Okay, the monkey is scratching itself. Other options. Herself. Herself is used for third person singular and female. Themselves is used for third person plural. And myself is used for first person. Okay. One must defend dash against bullies. So we are here referring to one. General बात हो रही है. So for one we refer to it as oneself. The other options, let's see. Himself. Himself is used in case of third person singular male. See themselves used in case of third person plural. And D myself is used in the case of first person. Okay. So here the answer is one must defend oneself against bullies. Alright. Here, she cooks for dash every day. A. herself, B. himself, C. themselves, or D. myself. Here the correct answer is she cooks for A. herself every day. Alright, why? Because we're referring to she. She is what? Third person singular female. So for that we use herself. The other options, himself, this is for third person singular male. C. themselves is for third person plural. D. myself is for first person. Alright. Okay, so here what we have to do is we have to fill in the blanks with either distributive or reciprocal pronouns. First, let's revise. What were distributive pronouns? They were the ones which refer to one thing or one person at a time, like either, neither, each, etc. And what were reciprocal pronouns? Reciprocal pronouns were the ones where there are two or more nouns and they are reciprocating action on each other. So that is shown by what? The reciprocating pronouns. Right, let's see here. Dash of the contests will get the participation certificate. Now here, each of the contestants, I'm so sorry. Each of the contestants will get the participation certificate. A, each of them. B, either of the contestants. C, every of the contestants. D, no of the contestants. Here the correct answer is A, each of the contestants. Alright, correct answer is each. And this is which kind of pronoun? This is a distributive pronoun. Why? Because we are referring to one person at a time. Each of the contestants. Right? Which flavor do you want in ice cream? Vanilla or strawberry? Dash, I want butterscotch. A, each, I want butterscotch. B, either, I want butterscotch. Neither, I want butterscotch. Or both, I want butterscotch. Alright, here the answer is neither. Let me explain you why. Let's see, now if we would have said each, I want butterscotch. Then each could have meant that I want like one of vanilla also and one of strawberry also, like each. But here, each is not suitable. Alright. Now the other one be either. Either would have meant that I can have vanilla or strawberry, that is your choice. कि मेरे को कोई भी दे दो. Okay. Neither. Now neither means कि ना तो मेरे को vanilla चाहिए ना तो strawberry चाहिए. I want a different one, which is what? Butterscotch. That's why we refer to neither. D both. Both होता कि give me both. दोनों mix करके दे दो. All right. Correct answer here is neither, and it is which type of pronoun? It is a distributive pronoun. Well, what do you prefer, Kathakali or Bharatnatyam? I don't like dash of them. I like contemporary dance forms like jazz. Now here again, um, similar to the previous question, here I don't like each of them, I don't like either of them, or I don't like neither of them, or I don't like both of them. Here the correct answer is B, either. Why either and not neither? यहाँ पे है don't like. This is already negative. I don't like. अगर यहाँ पे होता कि I like dash of them, okay, then it would have been neither. But यहाँ पे already negative है, so we will be using either. I don't like either of them. I like contemporary dance forms like jazz. Alright. I like Western music, jazz, and dash, and other, and others, and another, and each other. So here, the correct answer is and others, referring to more music dance forms. All right, more art forms like I like Western music, jazz, and others. All right. This apple is rotten, but the dash apples in the basket are good. A. Other, B. Others, C. Another, or D. Each other. Here the correct answer is, but the other apples in the basket are good. Right. Okay, here. Fill in the blank with the suitable interrogative pronouns. What do interrogative pronouns do? हमने नाम से क्या suggestion लिया था? Interrogative pronoun, they used to interrogate, which means they are used to ask. Alright, ask questions. See, dash did you consult regarding your falling health? What did you consult? Whom did you consult? Whose did you consult? Which did you consult? Now here, the answer is whom. Why whom? Because we are talking about consulting someone, consulting a doctor, okay? Basically because it's about health. So for a doctor, for a person, we use whom. What is used for a thing, whose अभी person के लिए, possession के लिए, which also is pointing for a thing or some action, okay? Here will be whom. Dash is your seat, this or that. Who is your seat? B. Whom is your seat? C. What is your seat? Or D. Which is your seat? Here the correct answer, pretty easy, is which is your seat. Right, now we are pointing towards something. Which is your seat? Okay, this or that. The other ones like who is referred to for a person, whom again possession के लिए, what again for a specific thing. Alright, so here which will be used. Interrogative pronoun. Okay, here dash is the project file. A, who is the project file? B, whom is the project file? C, what is the project file? Or D, which is the project file? This is also pretty easy. Which is the project file? Specific चीज के लिए पूछ रहे हैं point out करने के लिए कि which is the project file. Correct answer is which. Dash would you prefer? Amul or Mother Dairy? A, who would you prefer? B, whose would you prefer? C, which would you prefer? D, whom would you prefer? Here the correct answer is which would you prefer? Here we are asking for a choice. Amul or Mother Dairy? So from the given options, the given choice, we will choosing which, because we have to choose which would you prefer, Amul or Mother Dairy. Alright. Dash is the meaning of fragrance. Who is the meaning of fragrance? B, whom is the meaning of fragrance? C, what is the meaning of fragrance? D, which is the meaning of fragrance? Here the correct answer is C. What is the meaning of fragrance? Asking for a specific thing. Alright, so what is the meaning of fragrance? Okay, so here 31 to 35, these are the hot questions. Achievers section, you have to be very careful in these questions. Let's see. Meetu congratulated the girl dash won the prize. Who won the prize? Which won the prize? C. What won the prize? D. Who won the prize? Here the correct answer is who. And who is what? Who is the relative pronoun. It is giving us the information about this girl. Relative pronoun क्या कहता? Relation बताता था. So here we talk about the noun, the girl, and the clauses won the prize. So the word relating these two is who. And हमें who क्या कर रहा है? Information भी दे रहा है girl के बारे में. So Meetu congratulated the girl who won the prize. Alright? If dash wants that last piece of cake, I'll have it. If someone wants, B if anyone wants, C if no one wants, D if everyone wants. Here, C if no one wants. मतलब अगर किसी को नहीं चाहिए that last piece of cake, तब I will have it. Alright. And what sort of pronoun is this? This is the indefinite type of pronoun. We refer to a noun but don't exactly mention it. That's the job of which type of pronouns? Indefinite pronouns. In fact, all of them are indefinite pronouns. Alright, now here. When I met Rajiv, I invited Dash to my house. A her, B him, C his, D them. Here the correct answer is, we're referring to Rajiv. Rajiv is third person singular and for him we'll use him. This is personal pronoun, doer of the action. I invited him to my house. Her is used for third person singular female. His is a possessive one. Them is used for third person plural. Alright. We thoroughly enjoyed dash at the party. A herself, B yourself, C themselves, D ourselves. Here, whom we are referring to? We. We is what? This is a first person plural. Alright. And for we use ourselves. This is the reflexive pronoun. Okay. We thoroughly enjoyed ourselves at the party. Now herself is used. Oh, I'm sorry, this is not a reflexive pronoun. This is an emphatic pronoun. Even I got confused. This is the emphatic pronoun, or the one which we discussed, the intensive pronoun. Why? Because it is emphasizing on the noun again. We thoroughly enjoyed at the party. Although it is not asked that which type of pronoun is this, I'm just telling this to you to give you a clarity about the concepts. So we thoroughly enjoyed ourselves at the party. Why is this an intensive pronoun? क्योंकि देखो, we thoroughly enjoyed ourselves. अगर यहाँ पे ourselves नहीं होता तो भी ये sentence जो है complete है. We thoroughly enjoyed at the party. Okay, but यहाँ पे हमने ourselves डाला है, so it is emphasizing कि हमने खुद काफी enjoy किया. Okay, the rest of the options: A herself is used for third person singular female, yourself for second person, themselves for third person plural. All right. I will give this book to dash later. A my later, B he later, C you later, D they later. Here which one fits? C. I will give this book to you later. Alright. So here the correct answer is you, and this is the personal pronoun. With this we finish off our questions on pronouns. All the questions are done. I hope you have understood these concepts. I know this was a pretty long class, but I hope this has been fruitful and आपको सारे concepts detail में समझ आए हैं. Right. That's all for the questions on pronouns. Okay.
That's all for our class in pronouns. Pretty easy one. You have to take care which pronoun has to be used in which category according to the agreement of the subject and the situation. Alright, so keep revising these basic rules. I will see you the next time. Thank you for watching.